be a contender for Mr. Basketball, those type of things.
Yeah.
Where did it kind of turn? When did you get the confidence maybe that this was possible for you to do things like this?
I mean, well, my coach really came in with a 4-year plan, raw freshman coming in, playing in the MIC, one of the best conferences in the Midwest. He said, you're going to battle with the top dogs in the state. So just coming in freshman year and just battling. Sophomore year doing the same thing, battling. And then junior year came, and I think that's really when the switch turned. I had to really get an AU with Team Teague that summer, and then I came into my junior year fired up and trying to be the best player in the state. So just trying to prove myself and have a chip on my shoulder and just play basketball the way my coach wants me to.
This truly was a season where the MIC was just, I haven't seen it this good from top to bottom since I've been covering it for more than 10 years. You're going against guys every night like DeJuan Jones or Jake LaRavia, or just guys every night who are going to push you. I mean, what is that like to go against that type of competition night in, night out?
It's great. It just gets you just really well prepared for the next level. But just it's a crazy conference because we have 3 or 4 of the teams play against each other in the sectional. My team went 2-7, I think, or 2-6.
2-5.
2-5, and we made it to the semi-state. I'm pretty sure.
Back a long ways with a lot of these guys.
Oh, most definitely. DeJuan and I probably go back the furthest. Besides Jalen, DeJuan and Jalen played with each other in 7th and 8th grade, so that's really when we started connecting. John Michael, I really knew of him, but we started getting really close last year when we started playing on the same AAU team. Jake, I met this year, started becoming really good friends with him as well. So,
when you see the championship game is 2 MIC teams playing against each other, Ben Davis knocked you out. Do you go for them because they beat you, and maybe that makes you look a little bit better?
Yeah, I just think it's that, and I don't think anyone likes Carmel at the same time. So, just had to root for my guys, Jalen and DeJuan, but they came up just a little short, but just great season for them.
Your high school basketball season is over as Center Grove player, but you have more to go with the Indiana All-Star team. Yep. You're a finalist for Mr. Basketball, be awarded May 5th. So you've got some things on your docket here. What else do you kind of do in the spring maybe to do you start getting ready for next year as a college freshman?
Most definitely. I think it's just a really big thing, just training right now, preparing myself for the next level. Coach Miller said a really big emphasis on just conditioning right now. And then when we get down there, Coach Cliff's going to have me doing strength and conditioning. I'm going to try to shoot every day, work on free throws, work on my post game, stuff like that. And then I'll probably do USA basketball after the Indiana All-Stars. So.
Well, we appreciate Trace coming on, our MIC Network Top 5 Player of the Year. And we're going to kick it over to Logan, who has Nigel Pack from Lawrence Central with him.
Thank you, Kyle. And I'm here with Nigel Pack. Nigel, you're the lone junior here on the MIC Top 5. Last year, Trace was the lone junior. You think you're going to come back and get the MIC Top 5 Player of the Year next year?
Hopefully, that's the plan to be the top 5 again. It was a great honor being top 5 this year, especially being the only underclassman. It's definitely a great honor.
Now, Lawrence Central was a team, you guys were ranked top 3 all year long. It felt like everybody knew you guys were coming after last year and how you guys finished with a really strong performance against Warren Central. You come back this year, take down Warren Central right after County. Is that when you guys knew that you guys were on the map and were a state title contender?
I feel like we knew we were a state title contender the whole year. We just felt like we needed to put our pieces together, play as a team, and I feel like that we could have been unstoppable.
Now, you guys are losing a couple pieces, a couple senior leaders, but you return a great core group of guys. What's the goal for next year?
To get that state championship, that's definitely the goal, and I believe we can definitely get it done with the guys we got returning. We got some sleeper players on the team. They're gonna really show you guys next year what they're about.
You guys have already been putting in like some off-season workouts. Who are a couple of those guys that are going to step up for you guys that you're going to be throwing some dimes to?
For sure, I believe in the whole team, but definitely I believe P.J. Edwards, he could be a good contender for us next year. Sean Hart, Greg Jenkins, the soon-to-be junior. I feel like he's gonna be real big for us next year.
Now, we want to get down to everything that you did for this team. It's kind of the floor general. You had to kind of share the love with everyone, but you also were one of the top 3 scorers on the team. What was it like for you just being a true point guard for a team with such loaded talent?
It was a great feeling, to be able to have trust in my teammates, to be able to get the job done when I give them the ball, for them to be able to score, be able to have trust in them, and then have trust in myself, then for them to have trust in me. It was just like a relationship between us, and I feel like we built on that relationship as we went throughout the year. And towards sectionals, I feel like that's when it was at its best.
So it definitely showed you guys coming through, winning what was another sectional title for you guys. That was the main goal that you've said for this team. What was it like once you guys finally captured that sectional title? What was the feeling around the team and for you?
It was a great feeling. It didn't really kick into me until we hit the locker room afterwards. All the guys were getting hyped as the buzzer was counting down. It still didn't hit yet, but it was a great feeling. You know, Coach was very excited. Never seen Coach so happy before. He was actually getting hyped with us.
Seeing Coach Gooden smile, right?
Yeah, right. And he was laughing, joking with us. First time we seen that, him not be so serious and not be honest. He was very happy for us, and then we were right back at it at practice next week.
Now, we know with you being a junior, you've gotten a little bit of time already. You're going to be a senior next year. The MIC was absolutely loaded this year. I mean, 1 through 8, you knew that you could get beat on any given night. What was it like for you going into every game knowing you were facing some of the best competition that there was in the state?
I knew that we had to bring it every night, MIC team or not. I just knew how talented Indiana basketball is in general. I just knew that any day if you didn't bring it that you could get beat no matter what the team was, especially a MIC team. I just knew that if you didn't have your top game, then they'd give you your top game, their top game.
We're talking about top game. You have some pretty good game yourself. You're getting looked at by a couple places, you know, around Indiana, outside, some smaller conferences, looking at any big conferences. What's your recruiting process been like for you, and what are maybe some schools that you're looking at going into your senior year?
It's been a great recruitment process. Enjoying it a whole lot. Took an official visit, my first one to Rice in Houston. It was a great visit. Loved it down there. But my recruitment-wise, there's going to be a lot of schools down at the EYBL in Atlanta this weekend. So I think that's going to be a big tournament, and that's where it probably set off for me.
Yep. All right, Nigel, we want to thank you for coming on, and we're going to be looking out for you next year. Maybe make top 5.
Yes, sir.
All right, we're going to take it back now to Kyle, who has DeJuan Jones with him.
Kimberly looking at right here.
Yeah. All right, thanks, Logan. And we're back here with DeJuan Jones is next on our top 5, MIC Network top 5. And DeJuan had a great year for Ben Davis. Ben Davis able to make the state championship game again. 2 years after winning state, DeJuan, you guys did it again. And maybe a lot of people might not have thought that was possible about mid-season. You guys were, I wouldn't say struggling, but you lost a few games and maybe didn't look like a team that was going to be playing for state. What changed, do you think, with that team kind of as the season got into January and into February?
I think we finally bought in as a group and a unit. And once we bought in, we just really just came together as a team and a unit. And once we did that, we just let our brotherhood fall in. And then for us to go to state, it was just like a dream. But unfortunately, we couldn't finish it off. But it was a dream to be there, actually.
Playing in that state championship game against Carmel, I think, you know, I always remember you at the end of that game. You're kind of doubled over, and you could tell how much it meant to you. Even though I should mention DeJuan, Ohio State football recruit, had a ton of offers, could have gone about anywhere in the country. But I know basketball always meant a lot to you, and you could tell in that moment it was over for you, and it had to hurt to play your last high school basketball game. Kind of, what was the feeling like right then for you?
For me to love the sport for so long, and then for it just to end like that one day, and it was just like I just felt the pain immediately. And I was just thinking, I was like, it'd be a new day tomorrow, and I was just like, I just felt the pain for a week, and I just got over it finally.
You had some opportunities, some scholarship offers to play basketball. Was it something that you really considered pretty hard, or did you maybe know football was going to be your future?
I didn't know football was going to be my future because I had Kent State, Ball State, and Cleveland State, a couple of mid-majors, but my coach told me to wait it out, and I was like, all right, I'm going to just wait out to the end of the season. And then I finally got my first offer from Mississippi State, and then it just went on ever since. So
it kind of came by the bushel after that, right?
Yeah.
You had a really good chemistry with Jalen Wyndham on that team. You guys were kind of an inside-outside duo, and then you had some other guys step up. Cam Mall and Kai Steinman had a really good year. Jeff Clayton stepped up for you a lot of times. I think you two got a lot of the credit, and rightly so, but how big were those other guys to what you guys accomplished as a team?
Them guys are huge, and without them, we probably wouldn't have been there. Kai hit some big shots during the tournament. Jeff rebounded and defended well. Of course, Jake also in that game. And also Dom Day, we put him on our best defender and made sure they weren't going anywhere. But without those guys, we wouldn't have been there.
You went from playing for Mark James to Don Carlisle his first year. And Don, of course, was a state champion himself as a player at Ben Davis. What was it like playing for Don? Do you wish you would have had more time to maybe get to know him and play, kind of learn his style a little bit more?
No, really. It was interesting because it was almost like my football season. We got new coaches there, and then we got a new coach in basketball. So for me to adjust like that, and then for us to be in state, it was just amazing to me. But I don't know about a little bit more. Them practices was rough, but that's my guy for sure. And I had a great season with him.
When you look back at your senior season, what are you going to remember? I'll remember that game against you guys had against Trace at Washington at the Hatchet House. What are you going to remember most? Of course, you guys knocked off Lawrence Central too along the way. You had a really good tournament run.
Probably the thing I probably remember from our state run was probably the Carmel game when I hit that shot falling out of bounds going into the fourth. That's I'll live for that the rest of my life. That shot is amazing to me.
I was going to ask you about that play. What was that supposed to go to you, or what was the play there?
It was supposed to go to me, but I was supposed to get it on the block. Okay. But he just threw it, and I just shot it like I normally do. But I don't practice it, but I just shoot it just for play. But it went in, so I was happy.
That was like a Reggie Miller type of catch and shot.
Yeah.
So you're going to Ohio State, DeJuan. What's kind of, do you start getting ready for that now? When does that process begin for you?
It starts right now to my journey. So I've been working out after school, so I get my body ready for June, so it don't hit me in the face. So I'm just getting ready after school, during school, every day, just working out, make sure my body's right, and make sure I lose some weight before I go there, so I can be a little bit lighter. So I'm just make sure I'm getting ready to go there.
DeJuan, of course, going to be a part of the Indiana All-Star team. One of 6 MIC players who is on the Indiana All-Star team. What did it mean for you to get that call and know that you're part of that team? Your jersey will be hanging in Ben Davis forever as an Indiana All-Star.
I was waiting for that call. I was just praying. I was like, please, because Jalen got the call before me, and then I was like, I'm not getting picked. And then it finally happened, and I was just so proud. I was just proud of myself. And then for me to have my jersey in my school, and I see Aaron's coach, what's his name? Coach James, his jersey up there. To see their jerseys up there and mine be next to them, it's a dream come true.
Well, a great season for DeJuan Jones, the Ben Davis senior, helped lead his team to the Class 4A state championship game where they lost to another MIC team in Carmel, but a great run for Ben Davis, and congratulations, DeJuan, on being part of the MIC Network Top 5. And we're going to kick it over to Logan, who has Jake LaRavia, also part of this team.
Thank you, Kyle. I'm joined here with Jake LaRavia, another member of the MIC Top 5. And Jake, you were with a great Lawrence Central team, a team that went super far in the tournament. You guys won a sectional title. We talked to Nigel already. What was it like for you to win a sectional title at Lawrence Central?
It was great. It was a good feeling for me, being there for 4 years and then being able to win a sectional championship with that team. It was also a big thing for the program. We haven't won a sectional title in a while, and doing that was definitely brought some good back to LC.
Now, you guys had what was a historic year. You were top 3. It felt like all year long. You were going neck and neck. What was it like for you along the journey, being one of the few seniors on the team and having to lead the way with some really good juniors as well that you were kind of coaching up?
Yeah, it was a great experience my senior year, being able to play with such a great team of upperclassmen, also some underclassmen. But yeah, the way we played throughout the whole year, being top in the state, it was just really fun. All the games that we played, it was just really enjoyable experience.
As I mentioned, just it being a fun time, an enjoyable time, it always felt like you guys had really good chemistry out there. You guys just looked like a very close-knit team that wasn't selfish, like passing the ball around, but you guys could score some points out there. Was there ever a time that Coach Gooden had to kind of reel you guys back in because you were out there just having a good time?
Yeah, there were some games, where we were just where we'd be blowing a team out and, we just, start messing around and all that stuff, trying to do our own thing. And then we, got to playing selfish ball and all that stuff. But other than that, I think we played pretty unselfish ball, and we have a lot of talented guys, but we knew how to play together with all that chemistry that we had.
What was it like for you going against, we've talked about a little bit, just some of the really good big men that there were in the conference this year? I mean, it felt like every team had somebody. We have a few of them here on set now.
Yeah.
What was it like for you battling those guys day in and day out?
Yeah, it was tough. I mean, the only big guys that I really guarded were DeJuan and John Michael. I didn't really guard Trace that much, but I knew he would be hard to guard. But DeJuan, he was probably the toughest one to guard. Him being that big and O-lineman. You can't really guard him. But yeah, it was always good competition playing against the toughest in the state. It gets you better. So.
Now, we saw you yourself kind of come on the scene at the end of last year. People started throwing around, Jake was it Laravia, whatever the name was. We heard that name thrown around. What was it like for you kind of getting into the limelight into your senior year?
Oh yeah, it was fun. Going from last year, everyone doubting me and stuff like that. Only averaging 5 points, then getting into AAU season, and getting my name out there even more, picking up a couple small offers, and then coming into senior season and just doing what I did. It was just really fun. Proving people wrong, but also like having fun with it. It was fun.
Now, you talked about your recruiting process. You got some offers from some smaller schools. You committed early to SIU Edwardsville.
Yeah.
And you decommitted, went through the recruiting process again, and ended up down in Terre Haute. What was it like for you, and what did you see in Indiana State?
It was a great experience, being able to decommit because I felt more relaxed this time. I knew what I was doing. But I chose Indiana State because literally the night that I decommitted late. It was like 12 o'clock. And they literally hit up my phone and offered me through voicemail. I didn't pick up because I was about to go to bed, but they offered me through voicemail. So I knew that they were important. And the very next day they brought their whole coaching staff down to see me. And then we got an official setup. I went up there, and it was a great experience. I clicked with the team. I played open gym with them, had great chemistry with Cooper Neese, a couple of the other players. But, it was a really good experience down there, and I think we can really make a statement with all the other recruits coming in.
That's a heck of a voicemail to wake up to. Did you have an alarm set, or did you just roll out, see you had a phone call from Coach Lansing and pick it up? What was that like?
Yeah, I wouldn't say it was a surprise because they had told me before that they would offer me, but they just didn't have a scholarship open. But I just clicked on this random number and it said, "Hey, we'd like to offer you a scholarship." I was like, "Okay, okay." So I called him back. We talked and we got it set up.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
You're heading down there as well with Jared Hankins from Lawrence North. Is there a little bit of a rivalry there, or is it more of a little bit of a brotherhood between you guys coming from Lawrence?
I'd say it's more of a brotherhood. It was a rivalry, but we've always been friends. I've known him since 4th grade. The LCLM matchups, of course, those were rival games, but we're always cool after. And he's actually my roommate, so I think we're gonna have a lot of fun down there next year.
Well, we're going to have a lot of fun watching you and your time at Terre Haute, and you had a great year. Congratulations on the MIC Top 5,
Thank
Jake.
you.
And once again, that was just Jake Laravia with us here on MIC Top 5. I'm going to send it back to Kyle now.
Well, thanks again for joining us for the show tonight here at the Marriott East. Again, Kyle Neddenriep, this was our basketball show, our MIC Network Top 5. Appreciate all the guys being here tonight. And being part of the program was a great season for the MIC. Again, 6 of these guys in the conference are on the Indian All-Star team representing 5 different schools. So just an overall fantastic season for boys basketball in the MIC. So again, signing off here from the Marriott East, Kyle Neddenriep from the Indy Star for Around the MIC. Again, thanks to Logan Hunt for co-hosting the show tonight.